Like here's some screenshots of my charts. Uh, let's see.
What if my eyes were blind? As if they didn't
That's not a good
see all
example.
the sorrow that I saw.
Like right here, for instance, this is what I've been kind of doing lately. Like if you drew a trend line like this, like steep, right? So I took a reversal kind of on this inside bar, but I just cut it quickly. I was kind of just anticipating too much on that first entry. Let's zoom in a little bit. See this entry? This is like totally unnecessary. This inside candle, that was nice. Like I'm not waiting for some of these like inside candles or a, a break on the 5, which this really wasn't a 5-minute setup. This would have been a nice breakout right here using the 5-minute, this right here. But this happened so fast. This is again what it's been doing. It's like chopping like not that well. And then all of a sudden, like you look away and then you look back and then this is where it was. And what did I do? I chased into it. And I'm pretty good about being patient and not chasing into things. But for some reason, because I haven't been landing any great trades, I chased into a few, which was not good. Let's see, where did I chase into another one? Like kind of even on this one, I could have bought this at a better price, chased into it, held it, and then cut it when it finally makes a new 1-minute low. So that was just not that good. And then this is that same sideways action. Here's another one where I kind of chased into it. Inside bar, bought for the break, got like pretty bad fill, and then I cut it here for a loss, even though it like barely made a 1-minute low. Like debatably, it didn't even make a new 1-minute low. And then I cut it for a $300 loss here, and it could have worked out. So that's kind of what it's been doing. Like this is some garbage right here. This is like not the best trends. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing this week, and it's just kind of annoying. But what can you do? I don't know what it is. Even Jay was saying some stuff like a lot of the setups are not A plus, but yeah, I'm just not feeling the price action this week for some reason. Like, and this did an under over here, kind of like dipped down and bought up, but like this dip down, if we watch this on replay, I mean, it was like in 1 second or 2 seconds, like, and then it was like up here, and then I would be buying it running right into pre-market high, which just seems risky sometimes because you can get that situation where you buy it right here at pre-market high, it runs into it, and then it just drops. And then now you're like starting the day with a $200-300 loss in like 10 seconds. And then now you're just instantly like battling your way back out of the hole. So yeah, so that's kind of like what was going on. I did have a good trade here on Zillow. I didn't see what the news was with Zillow. I'm assuming they missed their earnings, even though they've been buying up all the houses on Zillow. But
Yeah, no, they said they're not going to do that anymore because they're losing
oh,
money on it.
really? I'm
Yeah,
surprised they're losing money. I
yeah.
thought that was a great idea, but
No, they're
I
paying
guess
too
that's
much for
why
them.
they're
Their
paying too
algorithm.
much. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
they're selling them for a loss.
Oh
Yeah,
wow. That is
yeah.
really interesting. I
And
think
they're
that
not going to do it anymore.
yeah, I think that with this COVID kind of inflationary period on the appreciation of these houses, which because that's what I'm doing. I do real estate as my main gig, and yeah, I mean it's crazy. It's so crazy. Like near me in Tampa, Florida, right before uh, COVID, I bought 5 houses for 500 grand. All of them are foreclosures. Had my team fix them up, and now that it's valued at like 1.5 million. So I mean, in 1 year, it's just insane. But anyways, yeah. So this is what I was doing. I just kind of hopped on the trend here, cut it really quickly, let it pull back. Was watching the price action, shorted it again, sold too much of the position here and here. If I would have like honored the rules of holding it, this was like a $300 trade, and it would have been like a $600 or $800 trade if I didn't oversell right here. So one of the new rules that I'm kind of implementing is at around 9:45 on the day, I have to stop scalping as much, and then I need to like hold the trade until it's signaling to not hold it, essentially, unless it's making it like this short. If it's going to go make a new 1 minute high, then take some size off. If it's holding the nine, maybe completely cut it there. But I need to not be. This is like scalper mode right here, and I'm worried about making $200-300 because all those other trades weren't working. Where this one would have been $600-800. So that's kind of the new rule that I'm implementing. Is at 9:45, I got to switch from like quick, fast scalps where I can profit in the same minute to holding the trades longer. But yeah, I vouched for Zillow overpaying for houses. Oh, cool. Good job, MJ. Hopefully you got a good you made some money on the house then. There, this is the reason why the stock is going down today, because MJ got too good of a deal. But okay, so yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing, guys. Any questions, or you guys want to keep moving?
Sounds like we can keep moving.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let me close this. Okay. All right. So this is Emantis. Emantis, you want to walk us through this one?
Hello guys.
Hey, how's the week going?
Week is not bad, but today is tricky. So I write here everything how it was, but the stock was very strong, very big volume, and I just messed up with I got like a good start, got like a first short, and just got break even, so it's nothing. But again, it's a front side, so it's not good. And then I got a short on the stuff, covered 25% on a 9 EMA, because the stock is, like I said, it's a strong stock, very big volume. Same cover break even, but because break even is a market order, so get filled a little bit above. And then I start to make mistakes. So this is where my error is starting, when I started making mistakes. On the book map, it was on the book map it was like a resistance on a 320. And when the candle have 1 minute, and if you gonna start to short like on the 45th second, so still 15 seconds you have, and it can change everything. So I just jump in like not at the end of on that candle, and we just rip up that the resistance on 320, and we go up. But this is where my problem was. By somehow I got a lot of windows on my screens, and I cover my window where you see your position. And I thought what I pressed were 5 cents stop, like 325. But somehow it didn't work. And then I understand what I still have open position. So I start to pressing like a stop, 5 cent stop, 5 cent stop. And it's mean I pressed twice. So instead of just cover my first position, I go to long. And by why I realize what I'm going to long now, I have to close that long. And so this is what my main issue was with my error. And after that, I was so angry. And Yeah.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. I mean, on this trade you had it.
Yeah, I know, I know. It's just more like error, not like I don't know. Maybe it's a. I know what is a bad entry, that 320 in front of the resistance. You can say like I jump in front of resistance, and if they break that resistance, the stock gonna go up definitely. But like I said, the plan, yes, the plan was like to put 5 cent stop if we're gonna break it. So this is just my error with the hotkeys and my fingers.
Well, that, when it's an error with hotkeys, that definitely gets fixed over time. You know, trading in trading, you make errors, and then over time, you slowly like make less and less mistakes, and then the money comes in. I'm
Yeah,
making mistakes this week too, but the beautiful thing is that when I look at the things that I'm doing, I know how to correct it. They're very easy fixes, just some minor adjustments with what the market's changing and doing. Hotkey mistakes, you'll eventually not be making those.
yeah. Now the first entry was not like a hotkey mistake. The first entry was like 320 was what this is what I want to entry, but the plan was to stop 5 cents like 325. But this is just where I didn't press, or I pressed not enough, and it just didn't put that stop. And after that, I get in panic, like, oh shit, oh, I still have an open order. Oh, I have to close. Oh,
Mhm.
it's ripping. I don't know where it's gonna stop. Oh,
Mhm.
oh, I have to press.
No,
Stop.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
Message me because you're in DAS. So,
yeah, I
like,
know
for instance,
you send me
yeah,
your
you just need
you,
to reprogram them so that way they're to the short side. Because, like, let's say on Tesla here, I'm like, oh, I want to go long for this trend break, right? And my ideal stop is the J lines here. I double click. I want to risk, let's say, $200. Boom, just like that, right? And then that's calculated $200 right there. And then what you do is, like, let's say I want to cancel the order. All I do is, like, I don't have to exit the order or anything. I have a hotkey, and then I'm out, and it cancels all the orders for me. So that way I'm not like, I don't ever fumble. Like my order, on the order at the front of the cell, like how we just sold it right here,
yeah.
on the front of this, it says cancel all on the hotkey. Like, here, let me show you real quick.
So like a panic key, like a
Yeah, you see how, okay, these are like my hotkeys right here
yeah,
on my keyboard. F1, risk 75. F2, risk 120. F3, risk 200. But you see on the hotkey, it says cancel all,
yes,
SYMB. Then it shows this, and then it does the script. Because what this does is whenever I press a button, it cancels all the orders so it doesn't get interrupted. Because if you have that order here and then you try to like sell it, it will like it won't go through because you have to close the order out of the limit order sometimes. So, I can just like quickly be like, get in right there, boom, there's my order, and then boom, I'm out. Like, that's how fast I can do it, and I can just do that like, over and over again, and
yeah,
I never run into that problem. So yeah, just message me or something, and I can
yeah.
help you with
Just
the script.
okay.
Because if you like, let's say do this, and let's say we risk $200, right? And then now I'm trying to, let's see, can I sell it here? Actually, let's see. See how like I'm like trying to press sell here, and
Yeah,
it's like order rejected because it's thinking I'm trying to actually short this thing right now. So then I have to exit this, and then now I can press sell, and then now it closes it. So that's the problem that you run into is like you have like, let's say a limit order or a break even or something like that. And then if you try to press sell, it goes through as like a short. You have to actually come up here and exit this and then sell it. Whereas like if you want to set the order and then my hotkey cancel, that's where on the hotkey there, it says cancel all, SYMB. It cancels this order here and then sends the script through. So boom, you're out. And it's the same thing like if we buy this thing like that, and then let's say I want to take a partial. Let's see, I don't know if we can take a
So it's
partial.
work for both and short and both and buy.
Yeah, like I
and
can
long.
partial, and then it will set a break-even hotkey. Look, when we're selling this thing, I mean, we just messed this whole thing up, but let's do this again, actually. So let's say, let's go to, here, let me cancel this. Let's go to AMC really quick. Okay, let's say we're risking $200 to the J lines here. I double click, I press the order. I press the order, risk $200. There we go. Now we're risking $200 from 56 down to 33. So if this thing goes down to here, it's like 200 bucks. Now, if I use my hotkey to partial 30% of this, I just press my hotkey and it cancels the previous order, and then it sells 30%, and then it automatically sets break even.
Yes.
And it's not taking me out at break even right now because it's aftermarket hours, so it doesn't work. But then like now when I do another 30%, look at this, 30%, cancels it for me, another 30%. So I can just like partial like this, and then I always have a break even hotkey.
Yeah.
And then I just go at, my next button, and then I'm all out. So that's how fast I can do it, as I can go, okay,
Okay,
200 bucks, partial,
but
partial, out.
So you're calculating always by the loss price, like by how much
Yeah,
you can lose.
I-
But if you
I do
wanna do
define
the
risk.
stop like if you wanna do a stop like a 10 cents, can you do that?
Yeah, so like let's say like
For the mouse you have to do it.
yeah, I have to just double click. You see where I double click, it sets this number here in the montage. So
Yeah.
like, let's say I want to risk 10 cents. I go here to 46 or 45, and I want to risk $200 for this 10 cents. I press my hotkey, and then
This is for long.
that isn't
probably.
quite $200. I think it's maxing out the buying power of the sim account. So like it would have to be more like, let's say 55 down to 35, 200 bucks. I don't know why it's doing.
It doesn't matter, just don't
But
take
anyways,
your time right
it
now,
auto
yeah.
calculates the value. I don't know why it's kind of off right there, but yeah.
Okay.
So because I told you guys before, like I like to know how much I'm gonna lose on a trade. Not like maybe I miscalculated my thought and then I lost more money than I wanted to lose. Maybe I wanted to only lose 100 and then I lost like 150, 175. That can kind of put me on tilt. And then I'm like, oh shit, I need to make this back, and then I take another bad trade in like, a minute later.
Yeah, because I thinking like this is how I think. I just trying to do the stop like a 5 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents, and so the loss gonna be, it depends how many shares you're gonna use. So this is how I'm trying.
So like in this case, like let's say you're trying to go short here and you want your stop loss right here at the top
Yeah, it
of
was
this line.
5 cents. Yeah.
You just
But-
like double click here and then you decide, okay, maybe I want to risk 50, 100 or 200, and then you just press the hotkey and then
Yes.
it calculates the share for you.
So and they're gonna calculate your shares from your money what you have at your broker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yes. You're
So
gonna
if you don't have
calculate-
enough in your account for like, let's say you're trying to risk right here, 500 or $1,000, 5 cents, and you don't have enough buying power, it won't send the order through. It won't work.
Yes. Okay. And again, my last, because you can see where I write I put the trend line. Yeah, on
Yeah.
the right. Yes. So this is what I was waiting for. Like this is, and then on the left side where I make the error on 320, it's almost similar like a more on the left.
What time frame? Sorry.
No, I mean, where,
Like right here?
No, here was my yes, here. So here was same. The stock going strong, going up, and then parabolic. So it means what it's gonna go down. So this is why I try to. This is what I was expecting, and this is what I was waiting for uh, going up. You can see exhaustion on that candle, that actual candle, and the stock goes down a little bit. So and I messed up. So I knew what am I missed it already, and the stock gonna go down all the way down, or if it's gonna cool up, so it's gonna be one more time. And where I put the brake line on the right side now, it's another chance was. So this is what I supposed to what I was waiting for again, Eric, on the right side.
Right here.
I- Here I make mistake, but yes, the trend line, you can see that I put the trend line break. Yes,
Oh, right
yes,
here. This
yes,
this one
yes,
you're saying?
yeah. This is
Yeah.
what I was waiting for all that time.
Mhm.
But then I was listening Jay on a book map, and he was all the time he's saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go long. I'm gonna go long. I'm gonna go long." I thought, okay, maybe it's gonna be a good opportunity to go long because I'm still not long. I'm still not trying to long. And then I listening him, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna try to go long, and my fingers was on my hotkeys for short, and I just press long,
Oh,
long,
yeah.
long, long, and instead of long, long, I go short, short.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, dude, that happens. Like I've done that too, you know. And but let me show you. This is another reason why the hotkeys are good because like let's say I wanted this to go long and we thought it was going to go right up here to this, you know, previous relative high. And then I'm saying, okay, I want to go long. My stop loss is right here at the bottom of this relative like kind of pivot, right? And
Yes.
then let's say I'm gonna press on my hotkeys the short button for $200. When I press it, it says error. It won't give you a valid price. So it won't do it. If I do it again and I press instead of I think we're gonna go long, but for some reason my finger's on the short and I press short, error, cannot give valid price. So when you use these hotkeys, you won't mix that up because you're having to consider where your stop loss is, and it places the stop loss. So like we'll say, oh, okay, it won't give me valid price. That means oh shit, I pressed the short button. Now I flip it, switch my finger, and now I buy it long, and then there we go, and then now it fills the order. So that's another thing with having the hotkeys long and hotkeys short and placing your stop loss is you it won't let you fill it because of this bracket order because you're trying to place a stop loss to go let's say long but you're placing the stop loss in the
But if you're
you
gonna
know
try on the cup, like let's say on the cup pattern, and it's gonna be like 2 or 3 candles from the top now, not at the bottom like 450, but like gonna be 460. So is it gonna be same? It's not gonna let you. Uh,
if I try to do it if we try to do like a different price you're saying
no, higher, like
so
four 460.
if I double clicked here and then press like the buy button did long you mean
No, I mean if you're gonna try to at 460.
yeah
Yes, if you're gonna try to do here.
and we want to go long that.
You can do.
Yeah, but let's do a different example because let's try AMD. So let's say we want to go long here and the stop loss we want at 50, right? And we want to risk $200. I don't think it's going to calculate it because you need like a lot of buying power for 2 cents. But so there it calculates like 800 shares for that. But I think that's so these hotkeys work by like it will use 92% buying power of the account
Okay.
if you don't have enough to fill the risk you're trying to do. Like this $200, it's not enough in this like sim account. It's like $30,000 sim account. But like, let's say we want to risk all the way down to here, $200. See, that's 370 shares. So if this thing went from the fill price of 54 down to 130, it ends up coming out to roughly 200 bucks. It should be. See, I'm not doing the fast math on it, but 54 cents. Let's see. 0.54. But anyways, yeah. So you get it?
Yeah,
That give you an idea?
yeah.
Yeah. 370 times 0.54 is $199.80. So now if I cancel this, that was that. Now let's say I want to risk 75 bucks. I just press this, and then now this is 75 bucks. It recalculates the shares, and then I can cancel it. And now if I want to risk 125 bucks, I press it again, and then it calculates it for me.
Yeah, so everything is the same, only the share size, it's going to be recalculated.
Yeah, and so I don't even look at the share size that much.
Yes.
I think in my head, how much money do I want to lose on this trade? Because that's the question everybody's supposed to ask themselves before you take a trade. Not, oh yeah, I'm winning. Let's take this another trade. You're supposed to ask yourself, how much do I want to lose on this trade? Because
Yeah,
when
but-
you're losing and you lose more money than you anticipate, that's what throws your emotions off.
Yeah, but I'm still like I can say a beginner. So for me, the main thing is to do the correct the trade, like a correct action, a good entry, and I'm using still like a 300, 400, 200 shares. So I'm still not using my full buying power like you know, like you just can use. So
Yeah.
I'm still practicing.
Yeah.
with the real money.
All good. But yeah, the hotkey mistakes, you'll correct that over time. And if you want to try the hotkeys again or you have questions, just message me and we can go over it.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, this was the best entry. I do agree with you. And then also with this one, this was slightly anticipated. If you would have drew a trend line from here to connect to here like this,
Yes.
you were not there yet.
Yeah, and I knew you can see like on the left now. It's they try to break that 320 on the left few candles. Yeah, they tried to break few times that 320. We try, and they couldn't. And was the strongest time, and we break. So this was my mistake. Just anticipating. Yes. Really.
But a lot of buying wicks and they tried a lot of times and they keep trying. So got to be careful there sometimes. I know that's how small caps can be, but when they try too many times, it means they really want it to go higher sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, just be cautious of that. You know, a couple tries is okay, maybe 3, 4, but this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tries. So just some thoughts. Okay. No, I don't have any other charts. Does anyone else want to send some more charts?
I can send you another one.
Yeah. Okay. Huge rip up later in the day, 1 o'clock. I mean, you had the right move here. Just this is like a little anticipated. Did it do this top wick and then you bought it here at near the close of the bar?
Do
you
I can't
remember?
remember right now, but the thing is, what somebody in the room said, then it's coming the T letter in the dash, you can't short. And I'm gonna try. I bought the 100 shares because it was very cheap, and I just tried just to press it, and it's get short. And oh, oh shit, I got in. So I stop out immediately. And then I thought, oh, so it's working. So I can start to look to that stock because before I even didn't look because somebody said, but it's mean you know that red short or how to red short when you have to buy the you have
On the
you
dip?
buy the no you buy the locates but you can use only once. Then you sold them, you have to buy again.
Yeah.
So this is what that T letter mean in your um,
Yeah. In the
you know
montage.
yes on montage. So then just bought another 300 shares, and this is how I start to uh, yeah, this is how I just start to look into the stock, and I saw that 9 EMA. You couldn't break the 9 EMA, and stock is weak after that strong push. So I shorted 100 at the top. I thought while I'm in the money, I'm gonna add another two.
Here.
Yes, that one, but it was very fast. Because again, if you can have a look, it's about 5 cents stop. I was thinking about 5 cents stop from 772. So only that 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 one stuff that very fast was. So it didn't. It wasn't uh, proper push to like push up and stock and turn to go up. So this is why I hold it. And after J lines rejections, I just cover 25% and then cover again 50% because it was I think they open or opening level. Uh, yeah, I think here was opening level like that red line. And I couldn't catch that that wash down to 680, but covered 725. So this is where I make the money.
Yeah. Oh, you're trying to get that. Here, yeah. Hey, this is a
Yeah.
great trade though. And you took the rest of the position off here.
Yes, the thing is what I already it was no volume at all. It was
Yeah, I
very
mean the volume on this thing was not the
yeah.
best. I mean that was decent, but yeah.
And I press it was like a small wash down and I just press like a cover all and it come up and I left that order. And you know, in the same candle it can be a lot of movement, and after maybe a couple of seconds it just washed down to 685, 680, 685. But I've already left that order and just cover me at that level.
Cool. I mean this was a great trade.
Yeah,
Definitely, if
so
you draw the trend line here connecting the bottom, then consider when it breaks here too. That would have been a better ad spot than here,
yes.
because this you're kind of far from the 9 moving average. So you got to be careful because if this thing starts to come back up, it can get you, kind of mess you up.
So here is probably again like anticipation to add.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know, you just watch this candle drop big, so you're like, oh man, I should probably add more size, and you know it'll be more profit. But when you see this happen, what you need to do is you say, okay, I saw a big drop. This is good, but I need to add close to the 9 moving average. So wait till it gets back there. Maybe it'll pull back up right away and then make a back down. But in this case, it kind of did this, and then you kind of pulled back up here. So I mean, even though you would have had roughly the same average price if you added around here,
It's even
but
better.
uh, you know, you wouldn't have been when you were here and adding, and then you were waiting here this whole time. You're like, oh man, what if this goes up? And then you can lose, you know. So it's better to add closer to the 9 moving average. That's a little safer. But also, you know, if you drew a trend line from this bottom to this, you know, like this is the best spot, the break, because
Yeah.
if you would add it here, it would have instantly been working in your favor, and you would have never had any drawdown.
Yes.
You
Like
know what I mean? And that's what you
confirmation.
want. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. But great trade. This is really good. I mean, you had the perfect idea right here. Adding at the 9, even on this one was pretty good. You know, it popped up and it closed here, but it didn't start trading higher. You know, it just barely popped up. And then inside candle, I love this inside candle. You know, pulls back, throws the inside candle, low value. So what you look for is the break of the inside candle. You can even anticipate this kind of inside candle break, and you short it here,
Oh,
kind of
can
in
I ask
between
you
here.
can I ask you, so the inside candle usually going like for the breakdown, or it can go and even like break up?
I mean, like I would take this trade short here, like
Okay.
so it closes inside candle, and then when it opens and it starts moving a little bit, I'll take it short, because why? This is the direction it's going. But my stop loss is right at the top of this. So like I'm only risking a what? Like maybe 3 or 4 cents. You know, so like you short it here, you risk 3 or 4 cents risk, and then this thing drops down to here and you just made like 20 cents. So like this trade from here down to here is like 4R, 5R.
Yes.
So that's why I like those, because like to me it's worth it. Like, okay, if I lose like 75, $100 from here to here, that's fine. But if it works and you make $500 from here to here, like that's nice. So it's a very low risk situation. That's why I like those. But you know, if it's like above the 9 moving average
Oh
and going
no, no.
sideways, then
Yes.
no. But in
No.
this case where it's dropping, pulls back up, and then right at the 9 moving average, it throws inside candle, and then you're looking for the breakdown. I like to anticipate it a little bit, because then I can tighten my risk. If you wait for the break, then you have like a wider stop. You know what I mean? So,
Yes. But
you know, let's say you're doing 100 shares here and you're risking 4 cents, you know, you're risking $4, right?
yes.
But if this thing moves down
So I'm gonna
here
make
to
20.
72 and you took a partial here at 72, you made like 22 cents, you know, or 20 cents, you know, it's like 4 to 1, 5 to 1. So it's a good trade. So look for those inside candles. They don't always work, but
Oh, yeah.
like, see this inside candle, see, even though like almost broke through the top, but inside candle, and then the breakdown, and then it keeps going down, but you're a little farther from the 9 moving average. You would need to take it up here. So this thing would be like popping up like this, and then I'd actually short it with my risk, my stop loss right here. And then I
So
short
it's
it.
like a scalp. There's no setup. It's like a scalping.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I take it as a scalp because of how tight the stop loss is. Because if it pops up in 2 more seconds, then you can cut it really fast. You don't think about, oh, maybe I'm going to hold it. Maybe it'll keep going back down in a minute or two. No, just cut it. And then in a minute or two, it will give you another opportunity or another, you know, signal in the price action. But yeah, it's a scalp. But I mean, that's how, like, sometimes for me, I can be done trading in 2 minutes on the day, you know, because, and it's not that glorious, honestly, because like in 2 minutes you like make $500 and you're like, heck yeah, that's great. But then like, and then like after that, you're like, okay, I'm supposed to be done trading, but I want to keep trading, and you know. So yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
So,
does that
so,
give
so
you
it's,
some ideas?
it's good when I like no mistakes, no errors, like you know, good. But sometimes making errors. Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. So pay attention to those inside candles and mark them sometimes, you know?
And very important that 9 EMA, if it's like
Oh,
not
for
breaking
sure.
that.
You want
Yeah,
to go with the
I
trend.
like 9 EMA, yes.
Yeah, it's the 9 EMA is signaling like a lot of strength. So the probability of the trade working is like in your favor. You know, if you're moving sideways and you're not using the 9 EMA, your probability is less. So it's like you definitely want to use the 9.
Yeah, I follow. I like to follow 9 EMA.
Yeah. That's the best way to do it, and then avoid trading sideways range like this.
Yeah, well, anticipation.
Because sometimes like, you know, when you're scalping, you say, oh, inside bar, and then you like short right here, and then it goes down and it comes right back, and then you cut it. Oh, inside bar, and then you cut it, and then you try again, you know, and then you can end up taking like 3, 4 trades here, too many,
Yes.
you know. So yeah, just be careful with that. Okay, let's keep cruising. Hope that helps. Okay, what do we got here? This is Maxilla.
Yeah,
Okay.
sort of switched to the long side this week.
Okay, cool. How's it going, Mac?
Actually, not too bad, like small greens, but just, I mean, probably took like, prior to this week, maybe I took 4 trades long in total, or maybe 3,
Okay.
like in like 6 months.
Cool.
And now I've taken like only longs.
Nice.
So this is yesterday, I believe, XCLB. It was as well like I took this as a long consolidation sort of thing because it
Yeah,
kept
perfect.
it kept that, you know, kept that level. I have it
Perfect.
on TOS like marked sort of my levels of interest, or where it's the you know, the pivot line basically, where it's going up and down, and then waited like a sort of patiently for it to reclaim VWAP and J lines. Got these.
Where was your stop on this one?
Uh,
At the J lines or
no, I think it was low of the candle.
here or this can?
This yeah, above J lines.
Okay.
It was so
Also, it like got real close to your stop, huh?
yeah, like pretty sort of tight, like prior relative, you know, low sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Of course, it didn't give me exactly what I wanted. I wanted like to go high of the day, but took like a partial, like when I saw it topping out. So took partial there, moved my stop break even. It gave that little curl again, so I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna give me what I want basically. But as well, it like got stuffed and was a lower low sort of thing, and I covered another partial and kept it break even. I think this may have gone to after hours as well. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, this was a good trade. I mean, it's a like pretty much 2 hour right here from here to here.
It's not
Three.
bad. I like when it's sort of the 9 EMA goes above. Ideally, I suppose you would be looking at this micro cup before my entry, like, you know, just when it reclaimed J lines, a little bit lower. Yeah, right there. So I think it's like pushed above, closed below, then opened above, and pushed up, dipped down into 9 EMA. 9 EMA was already like above, so like a
Yeah.
micro cup basically. That probably would have been ideal, but I never can catch.
Not really. I feel because like this micro cup here,
No,
look
no,
at this range that
on the J lines.
right here, this one or this one. This one was ideal. You're saying
No, the one on the left, yeah, where you was looking like. I want to like
Right
sort.
here?
Yeah, because it's sort of that 2 candle cup. I would say it probably would be
yeah.
better.
So the thing I don't like about this cup though, and this is just my opinion, but the thing I don't like about this cup is look at this range that you can get caught right back in. So it might look like a micro cup, but then maybe you took it long here and then it just like keeps going sideways. And then you're like, damn it, you know? So I think you took the right choice here, and it was good that you had a slightly wider stop. This was the better choice because you could have taken this micro cup here and then it could have kept going sideways and caught you in that back in the range. But what you did is you waited for it to break out, pull back, test the 9. It's holding the 9 now, and then that was just perfect. And then this hold kind of worked out.
The thing for me is a little bit with these, because I love these when it sort of reclaims the J lines. 9 EMA goes above J lines, and then it sort of retests that, gives a cup on 9 EMA. But this way, I'm sort of very hesitant because I'm already like far away from the J lines. That's what sort of puts me off a lot of the time, and especially in the evening when there's like low liquidity. It's hard to read the book map because there's not much happening on it. It just sort of looks
Yeah.
like pretty flat, you know. It doesn't give that a lot of indication, so it's more on a basically on a chart reading rather than anything else. Because as you see, like volume is pretty low. It's like when it pushed up, only then it was like 100k, and I think on my entry volume was just under, I think under 100k. So it's like I can't say like it's massive volume, you know, and oh yeah, I'm going long. So that's what puts me off a little bit. But yeah, I like those when it reclaims J lines, 9 EMA reclaims J lines, and it pushes
Yeah.
up, dips, and especially if you have this downtrend, and it reclaims that downtrend, and if that 9 EMA coincides with the downtrend, and it sort of curls up on that thing, that's it. I'm like, I need to go long. That's it. It's like, you know, my setup.
Yeah, this I mean, dude, you nailed that one perfect. Just be careful because you know you've got all in the future. You got to be careful because see all this range here. Like if I drew a line from here to here, like you can easily get caught up in this.
Definitely, no, definitely. As I said, I had like a line drawn on toss where it's sort of
This green.
all this range.
Yeah, if you were buying here on this green line, that would have
No,
been
this
really
this
nice
green
too.
is just the current price basically. So because
Oh, that was current price.
yeah,
Oh, so it
yeah,
went right back to the
yeah,
to the
exactly.
range.
So like on toss, I mean, I had like on you know on charting, I had like a line drawn, I believe around $2. I can't remember now. So I was always keeping that in mind, you know, and was quite wary. That's why I covered as well the first one, because it reached that, not the high of day, but the other push. So it reached that. Okay, I'm like covering. I saw some sellers in there, covered, you know, partial in there, gave it
Yeah.
another, saw that curl, gave it another little push, but then again lower, and like cover a little bit more and then break even.
The thing, you know, everybody needs to remember is, let's say you're trying to take one of these trades just like this, and it starts to curl up and go, right? But there's the possibility that it's like going to run into the top of this like value zone, and then it will get like rejected. So one thing to just kind of remember is like if you've taken, let's say, 2 or 3 trades that are supposed to be breakout trades, so like this, you know, you're taking the breakout of the cup, right?
Yeah.
And let's say it fails, and then like let's say you take this next one and this next breakout of the cup fails. After like 2 or 3 failed breakout type trades, because this is a breakout type trade, you're wanting the price to break out. If it fails like 2 or 3 times, then one thing to do is to like kind of switch your mindset and say, okay, 3 breakout trades failed. I need to look for a dip trade. So when the price is selling down and it looks like now it's going back down, and it looks like now it's going to break down into this like new lower range, you buy the dip. So after you've had like a few failed breakouts, sometimes it's good to switch your mindset depending on how the day is trading to dip trades. So that's where you like look for a range because the breakout's failing after multiple attempts, and then let it like sell down, and then you buy the dip. And it feels really risky when when it's going down and you're buying it, or vice versa, which a lot of you small cap guys do anyways. Price is going up and you short it. And I mean, sometimes you wait for the confirmation for it to go back down, but you're kind of utilizing support and resistance levels in a range to trade the range.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So, yeah, so that's just one thing to keep in mind, you know, for everybody. So yeah, because sometimes the breakout trades just are not working certain days. So just gotta switch that mindset and say, okay, a few breakout trades haven't worked, I'm gonna try a dip trade. And then you wait for it to, like in a long scenario, wait for it to sell down, and then you buy it when it's dropping. You know, and then you can always add to it. So yeah. Okay, let's go through this one. We're not gonna have a long day today, guys. unless somebody wants to cover something specific. But okay, Mac, here's the
That's
short.
more or less. No, that's
Oh, no, this is a long too.
as well. That's
Got it.
pretty much same scenario as well. It like run up in the morning, traded in this like little range as well. Was dipping on a 3 minute J line. So I think this one, the second big dip, I think even saw just touched I think 5 minute J lines as well, but it got bought up quite quickly. And this is I think 80% institutional.
Mhm.
So all
Cool,
that
yeah.
all that kept
They were
buying up.
buying it.
I was like
Yeah.
quite long
They were
biased
buying
on
the
this one.
dips. Yeah, that's perfect.
Took one
And this
first
is
one
where-
took one I think too soon maybe. I didn't have like really saw any good like downtrending break. It was already like up, so and this was literally like a breakout trade. Quite I would say even like too high. I should have taken it maybe like a little bit earlier. And then couldn't find like cause it dipped all the J lines, and I'm like already in the red. Like I don't like it. I want to close it, but there's like nowhere to close it. So I took a small loss on it. Once it pushed this, I moved my stop a little bit higher because initial stop was at 752, I want to say. So that
Yeah.
this basically at the low of green candle.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's like I'm already in the red and like, okay, let me break even or something, gave that little push. I quickly moved the stop a little bit higher to 760, I think. So got stopped out.
Here's just like a micro zoomed in. This is how I scalp, mind you. So, just something to consider entry wise I'm talking about. But you see that inside candle right there? That red bar
Yeah.
right on the J lines? It throws the indecision, and then it throws inside candle red, probably on a low volume. Like, look how low this volume was right here. Like, it's nothing. So then, instead of taking it all the way up here, which you're starting to get extended from the 9 moving average, take it right there when it's breaking the inside bar. And then you put your stop loss at the bottom of the inside bar or the bottom of your current candle. Because this through inside bar, it broke down, and then it started to buy back up. And so you buy it as it's breaking. And like if you would have had your stop there and then you're buying the break, your 2R is already like right here.
Yeah, I need to this as well. It's like as you see, like there's non-existent volume. It's like 50k, I believe, or something
Yeah.
silly, and it's really hard for me to find a good entry on long on this because it's like very funny price action basically. There's as I say, like there's nothing clear like that I can see that okay it's cupping like nicely. This is just like a little bit chop, if you know what I mean. Like it's quite drop then push up high, drop again, push up high, sort of. There's none of that very nice price action. So yeah, took the first stop, and then what happened there?
Mac, I think you cut out. There
Yeah,
at the end.
I'm
But yeah, I mean it
back.
is a bit choppy. It's getting later in the day there on a stock like this. Made a strong morning push, sold off, made a J line curl. Yeah, it lost the J lines, but it curled up here, still held them, lost it again, made like a double bottom at this, like some big buyer was at this 725 area, kind of accumulating a position every time it got down here, and then now you took the trade here back above the J lines. I mean, it was pretty good. So yeah,
and then
at
this
least you
one.
tried it again one more time there.
Yeah, I saw waited quite patiently, didn't try to make too many trades and go back to my previous going mad, getting stopped out and getting mad.
Yeah,
I just
dude,
like
that's perfect. This is how you should be trading all the time.
what is it
Not
now?
even taking this one here because maybe this one gets going. Let's say you took it and then you cut it like right here hypothetically, and then it curls up and it gets going and starts trading up higher, right? If that happens, just like tell yourself, okay, that's a good thing. This is great because now I just needed to make a small pullback, like a flag like this, and then you can, like if you drew a trend line like here, like you let it get going up and then draw a trend line here, buy that break out of this flag pattern. And then it makes a little pullback here, buy this one. So that's why it's like everyone kind of fights to try to get the initiation on the beginning of a trend, but it's honestly safer to let the trend get going and then wait for the first pullback, you know, the first, like in this case, bull flag, or if this was going down, a bear flag, right?
No.
This is a very safe spot because you can enter here when it's breaking the flag, and then you never are being drawn down. So these are like some of, in my opinion,
Yeah, and to
the
be honest,
best
that would have been
entries.
same, more or less same entry as I had, anyways.
Yeah, it's the same
on
entry,
that
but
pullback.
you wouldn't have like had this sketch you out, you know, like it did go up right away, but if you would have taken it here, let me zoom in again. Let's say you took it here, you take it at the break of this thing, let's say 68, 69, 7, you know, 770, let's say, right around here. You put your stop loss here at the bottom, so 765, let's say, maybe 64. So you're risking 6 cents from 64 to 70, and then you go up to 80, and then it finally makes a new low here at around. So you're risking 6 cents, you need 12 cents, so it needs to go to 82 is 2R. So this would have been 2R if you went from here to here. And that's another reason why I like those like really tight stop loss trades. And once again, this is a scalp, but you reach 2R in like 3 minutes, you know? So
Makes
that's
sense.
the other thing I like about them
Yeah, I wanna,
compared to like waiting a long time.
I like those tight risks as well, but as I say, I'm not quite happy with this entry, to be honest. I mean, these ones I want to take them a little bit lower, you know. This is like
But so like what I
literally on a
would do
breakout.
is like just like go on the chart, you know, after hours, which I see your homework. I mean, you already kind of do it, you know, just I'll screenshot the chart on my screen, and then I'll go like this and say, where was the best entry? And then I'll go, okay, there was the flag, and here was the perfect entry like this at the break of this flag, and the stop loss should have been right down here, which you kind of can't see it because your chart's black, but I mean, you get the point, you know. And then I'll like write like, oh, whoops, I deleted. You know, here would have been the perfect entry, and then I'll like write, okay, you know, entry 770, stop 764, target 2R. It's going to be at 782, right? So I'll just do that. So like this was the fastest way to get to 2R, right? Without like all this time going by. And the thing is like I was telling you guys, whoever was saying like, oh, you know, you're starting to sweat in the trade and you can, you know, feel the emotions happening and kicking in. Christian was saying it last time when we were talking, like, you know, you're able to recognize that in yourself in trading. I don't even have that anymore. I used to have it, like my hands would be sweaty and I could like tell, like, holy cow, but now I don't have that. So, you know, that's what's nice about these like trades that get you to your target quickly. That's why I sometimes like scalping, is because it happens fast. So it like, there's not a lot of like time to second guess yourself, like while you're in a trade for 10 minutes, let's say, you know, so,
I find it with trade zero. I find it a little bit hard to do those quick trades because, you know, there's no order cancel order, so it's like
oh,
you have
okay.
to cancel your stop to take, you know, partial, then set your stop again, and then, you know, like cancel set, that sort of thing.
Oh, really?
And I
Okay.
always like try to sort of have my stop in to sort of feel like, you know, okay, at least I'm not gonna get run over. So
Yeah, in case it drops, yeah.
yeah, I always have my stops in, and sometimes I like hesitate, like if it doesn't move, if the price action quite fast, I'm like hesitant to cancel the stop and to take the partial. Basically, I wanted to extend more, so I'm more in the money. So I'm like, okay, now I'm calm. I can, cancel, take, reset my, stop losses, whatever. So it's a little bit frustrating in that sense, but it's like everything. It's just something you have to work on.
Yeah.
And regarding, like you said, like inside bars, you see where my second entry is, that bar. So,
Yeah, that was inside right there.
but so wouldn't you be thinking like, because you see the bottom wick, so it's like
Yeah.
getting bought
No,
up.
I mean,
Would
it,
you
it was still good.
would you like consider literally when you see it being bought up? Would you consider entering then, like when it dips, starts getting bought up because it's like literally downtrend, it breaks
Yeah,
it,
like
breaks downtrend, closes above downtrend, dips into it and starts getting bought up. Would you like enter into there and risk the same thing, like low of that candle?
yeah, exactly. But I would try to buy it before it breaks.
No, yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean. Like literally when it dips into it and starts
Mhm.
getting bought up. So like
yeah, it starts to buy up, and then
yeah,
this
yeah,
candle
yeah.
goes from
Somewhere,
red to
somewhere where
green.
you actually held your thing. Like
Yeah,
lower than
and then you buy it right
seven
before it
sixty,
breaks higher, and
something
it
like
gives you a
seven
few.
sixty.
Yeah, like closer to 760. And you're talking about, it saves you what, 4 cents in this case, but sometimes if you bought at 760 and then your new stop loss was 758, okay, with 100 shares, so or let's say since you wanted to risk 20 bucks or 10 bucks for 2 cents, yeah, I mean it might drop down in the next minute really fast. But if this thing goes from, you're risking 2 cents and then it goes up 10 cents, you just made 5R right here. So, well, bought it at 760. So in 1, 2, 3 minutes, this thing went up like to 770. So I mean, this is like 5R you would have made from if you bought a few cents here and you had a really tight stop loss. Because I used to do exactly like you're doing, where you buy the breakout and then your stop is like the low of the candle or the 9 and J lines, and then like 2R is like all the way up here, and you're like, so much can happen in this 10-20 minute span, and it
Yeah,
makes it harder to get to 2R. So
Yeah,
that's where
exactly.
if you tighten your risk, and just you gotta do a lot of homework on this, and you gotta talk to Jay about it. This is just the way that I trade that I've found works for me, because all it takes is one trade for me to get to 4 or 5R like this. And then it doesn't matter if I was losing early or something like that. I can like manage all the risk based on this one trade. And then it gets me ahead on the day. And then I don't give back more than 50% of my profit, which you guys know. So then all of a sudden I'm geared up to have a green day, all because of like one trade just like this. And then in 2 or 3 minutes it happens and you're done. And then you can take another trade, just don't risk too much more. But that's the difference of like, you bought this at 64 and your stop loss is at 54 or 56. You needed to go a lot further. Whereas like if you were buying it closer to 60 for the break of this inside bar with your stop 2 cents away, and then this thing goes 10 cents, you just made 5R. Right?
Yeah. It's just in the evening. It's quite hard if it doesn't, because
Yeah.
both
Honestly, I don't recommend.
XCBL and this one, none of them actually pushed above high of day, even like, because that's after hours as well. I took it into
Honestly,
after
the way
hours.
you're doing it is pretty good. I don't really recommend doing it this late in the day. I don't trade this late in the day, so I just don't recommend
Yeah,
doing some of those inside
it's
bars.
just the time,
I mean,
time of day I can trade. So it's, for me, it's like,
Yeah. So, I mean, probably the way you're doing it, just use 5-minute confirmations of the 5-minute chart too. Because this late in the day, these inside candles are like more prone to fail, I would say. If you're trading open of the day, these things are so valuable. So,
yeah,
I mean, you are right.
I was
So
looking
later in
at
the
the
day, just
hourly chart. I think it was as well giving like inside bars and looking was giving a fake breakdown as well. Got bought up at one point, and then I was looking for that breakout of which it almost gave me.
Yep. Well, good. Yeah, no, I think you're doing it the right way, dude. Make sure you're using the 5 and the 15-minute chart, which this was definitely some new 5-minute setup around here. So just be using that and the 15-minute, and that helps this late in the day. So that this is the time frame that you can change. But inside candles, I wouldn't worry about those too much. Maybe just pay attention to them to see if it can give you more confirmation to your direction that you're trying to go. But yeah, don't try to trade off of them, because this late in the day they're really prone to fail, because it's that what I'm talking about really with the inside candle. It's kind of like a momentum play. Hindsight 2020, obviously you can look right at this inside candle and say, yep, that was the one. But there's plenty of other ones that didn't work here, I'm sure here, you know. So anyways, okay guys, do we have any other questions, thoughts, concerns, anything else you guys want to go over? We're gonna call it a day here. And then this Saturday.
Thanks, Eric.
Yeah, thank you, Michelin. We appreciate you. This Saturday, remember, we have our meeting is going to be with the whole group. So whoever wants to speak and share their chart, you know, I want you to help me out and do that. You know, last week or 2 weeks ago, we had Daniel, we had Richard. Who else did we have actually? No, we didn't have Richard.
Alex.
We had Daniel, we had Alex,
Johnny.
yeah, and Janine. Exactly. Okay. And so let's do the same thing again, but let's have someone else. Christian, maybe you want to share a chart and speak.
Yeah, sure. I'll do my
Okay.
best.
Yeah, that'd be great. You know, it doesn't have to be an amazing trade. We're not doing this thing to show off. We're
Yeah.
doing it to gain some knowledge. And you have a pretty good microphone, so yeah, that'd be great. Let's see, who else? Tom, maybe you can share for next week.
If I come up with something between now and then that
Yeah.
I'm not embarrassed to show.
Yeah,
In front of Jay.
No pressure.
yeah, Mac. Maybe
Leafs,
you want
what
to
were
share
you
too.
thinking?
Yeah. Mac, maybe you want to share for Saturday as well. That'd be great. I prefer to have them a little bit more pre-planned. I mean, I think last time we had like 100 people, right? And it went pretty well.
No, that was great last
so-
time.
Yeah, I mean, I feel for me, it's like the same thing that we are doing here already, right? But I had a bunch of people message me after, and they were like, "Thank you, this was so helpful." So I think it helped a lot of other people, which was cool. You know, people love to just talk about trading because you don't really get others to talk about it with, and you know, sometimes you want to hear someone else besides Jay. So I think that for us to all speak, people like that. It gives you more perspective, especially about, you know, all these setups that we take that are all the same. You know, we all take those together. So yeah.
Works for me. Awesome.
Okay, guys. Well, finish off the week strong. Don't overtrade. Don't fight it. The big caps are pretty choppy, in my opinion. There was what's been happening with the big caps is they chop near the open, which kind of messes me up, and then later they get better. And I'm usually just not trading at that time. That's just not my style. So yeah, so just be careful on the big caps, and it sounds like there's a lot of longs happening on the small caps. So it's just an interesting month. We've got earnings, so we're seeing a lot more volatility in some of these things, and yeah, and I think there's just a number of other factors. I don't know if any of you guys like caught Powell speaking and then the thing ripped up after, but yeah, so just be careful. Make sure you guys are using the economic calendar to look and see what's going on certain days, so that way you don't get tripped up unnecessarily. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the week. Hit me up if you guys need to talk, and keep it green.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks again, guys.
Okay, guys, have a good one. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
And
Bye.
take care, guys. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah,
Thanks, Eric.
yeah, thank
Bye.
you.